All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at Deadline Gaming here, finishing up our last run in Valhalla. On a Blades build, we are running a Flame Whiplash build right now, where we have the Scorch Blades perk, increasing the damage of our Scorch Sweep and Scorch Earth. Those are our triangle R1 and R2 moves. We've got Massive Arm, increasing the damage of our triangle attacks. Great synergy there. Burning Immolation increases the amount of burn inflicted and also increases the rate at which we gain immolation when attacking a burning enemy. The Momentous Shift, which gives us a 1.5 second realm shift, I believe, or 1.75 second realm shift. Whenever we trigger that Furious Immolation. Whiplash Reflection, a fantastic perk that allows us to reflect any projectile attacks while we have our Flame Whiplash going. It still has to hit our body and not our feet. That is something to keep in mind. Vein Air Poison. This mostly benefits from our parrying and blocking, giving us a chance to deal bonus damage and poison enemies. Arcane Refresh, giving us a low luck chance to restore some cooldown for each of our equipped runic attacks. As you can see, we have 5 over there. Blessed Armament, this further boosts further buffs our triangle attacks, giving us a high luck chance whenever we attack with triangle to increase our strength, runic, and luck. This applies to all of our weapons, not just the blades, which we are currently running. Scorching Burn increases the damage that the blades burn status inflicts on enemies, so another great synergy there. Whiplash Refresh, one of the most important of all. We've got Flame Whiplash. Every time we hit our R1 from the Flame Whiplash, we get a moderate luck chance to get Blessing of Cooldown, even more if it's fully charged. Momentous Damage. Whenever the Immolation or Permafrost Maelstrom Gauges are fully charged, we get extra damage. With our Realm Shift with Furious Immolation, this will give us a pretty phenomenal buff. I'll skip over to the Empowered Shift, so this increases our melee damage in the Realm Shifts. Given that we have all these buffs on our triangle weapons, we might still want to defer to using those. If I had been so fortunate to get Chaotic Rampage, I would definitely go ahead and use that during the Realm Shift, but we weren't so lucky this time, at least in that aspect. We got the Riposte Rage Burst, giving us a high luck chance to get a Rage Burst when parrying. There will be a lot of parrying during this fight. And we're running the Valor perk, so this gives us an opportunity to refill our Rage gauge and furthermore get health and interrupt attacks. So that is phenomenal for the tier fight. Soulless Assault, every time we hit the enemy, we have a little chance of getting Soul Explosion, dealing a little bit of damage, and restoring a relic charge. We have the Fate Breaker Talisman relic today. Every time we use this, we get a buff to strength, defense, and runic. Also stagger resistance. Every time we hit someone with our luck, hopefully we get more charges. You start with 4, but you can get as many as you want. Even if you have 4, you can go up to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, etc. We'll see Last Grasp. This is a phenomenal perk as well, a perfect perk. When Kratos' health drops to a critical level, it gives us an invincible barrier, a buff to strength, and a health burst. So think of it as a built-in, I guess, simple resurrection stone. I think this is once per encounter, so we have one use of this during our tier fight here. We already talked about the momentous damage, focus the flames, and other fantastic synergy. In fact, this might be the most important. Fully charging the flame whiplash, our triangle attacks, which we have buffs for, as we already discussed, reduces the blade's cooldown, the runic attack cooldowns for the blade specifically. Runic attacks executed from this while your flame whiplash is fully charged, you greatly increase damage. So we've got the focus the flames that helps that, the blessed armaments, master of arms, the scorch blades themselves, the momentous shift, whiplash refresh, and the empowered shift, all working towards our triangle abilities. So we're having a huge focus on that, along with our runic attack. Although you can't see each stat buff we've gotten, we have a pretty decent buff to our strength, defense, definitely our luck, some runic and some cooldown. I wish it did show what you grabbed. But lastly, let's take a look at our runic attacks. Importantly to me are the ones we have on our blades. Hades Retribution, it's not my favorite, but tapping R1 gets you a few stabs. The downside of this one is it does leave you vulnerable to attacks, especially if you're not stunning enemies, but this is a great one to use during our realm shift because it gets us in and out, lets us throw on the damage with our, what do we call it? Focus the flames. We can get a decent amount of damage, hopefully get a refresh on that. Nemean Crush, a fan favorite. Tons of damage, usually interrupts. We love it. Honor the Fallen gives you a bit of a charge, then slams down on the enemy, usually staggering them as well. Scaldy's Edge, not my favorite, but it is one that you can kind of throw on and ignore while you use your other weapons. And then the Breath of Thamur, we just do damage with this one. So with all that reviewed, we're hoping to get into this fight. Oh, and actually I skipped this. Realm Shift, this is the one we clicked by accident if you remember from last time. This last second evade gives us the Realm Shift. If you are very confident in your abilities, you can use this to your benefit. Use your side steps to get those Realm Shifts and go ahead and try and throw some runic attacks in, or whatever your build is optimized for when you get those shifts. I will not be leaning on that heavily, but I will try and use it if it is advantageous and not too risky, importantly. So yeah, we're going to try and go into this fight, go ahead and use our runic attacks as best we can, and hopefully we can beat tier on this one. So take a moment, take a deep breath, get ready for the action. I like to go ahead and cycle through my weapons once more so I can remember what buttons each thing are and remind ourselves what we've got. And here we go. Tier does have hands, not gonna lie. Oh, this is late stage tier. The final tier. With the katana. This might be tough if this is, oh, this is gonna be tough. Well, enjoy might not be the word I use. Okay. Oh. All right, and we're gonna try and go ahead, get these in. This actually works out nicely. Oh, that's a backstep. So you'll love this because I just do that. And let's go ahead. Oh, look at that, look at that. Okay. So, we are getting pretty lucky with this. If we are the most fortunate, we will get... Oh, whoopsie. Now, that's unfortunate because you lose all of the progress you made with your immolation, but that's fine. Oh. The Bifrost, not too bad. My goodness, this guy loves... You gotta be careful. Ideally, we want to get this filled up as much as we can. And we get this. We misclick that, that's fine. And let's get off this. We approach. Go ahead with this guy. Once we get half health, we are going to get tier actually. All right, see ya, bud. Oh my goodness! Okay. All right. Ooh! All right. Very quickly, you can see that happened. Honestly, just getting out of this is fantastic. What? Okay, and now my God, bro. Okay. Holy moly. I thought for sure I got that. Okay, and we will definitely take advantage of this. Okay. So Tyr's gonna come back now. He's gonna try and land on me. Hey, oh, fine. Is he even knowing? Whoo! Fine. I don't know what it's supposed to do. Alright. Woo! Jeez, bro. We're just gonna hope this doesn't kill me. I guess he's fine with that. Alright, man, see, you can't do things that are too risky. It's more important first. Oof. Ah, I'll misclick. Okay. Okay, here we go. Just spam. And switch back to the blades. Switch back to the blades. Okay, come on! Oh, let's go! Oh, that was close. Get off of me! And stay down. Alright. Damn, bro. Tears got hands! However, my hand. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro. Forget how tall you are. Too busy getting my ass kicked. Well, that's all for this one, folks. We did manage to beat Tyr with that build. Don't be too frustrated early on into your runs if you can't beat them. Honestly, it does come down to having enough stats to survive the fight versus perfecting every dodge, every movement. I knew what's coming. I told you earlier in the fight, he's gonna land on me, and yet he still did. I think the important things about these fights are not taking too heavy risks. For example, there's a realm shift I tried to do earlier, right before Tyr was gonna grab me, that he ended up knocking me down for. It's better to dodge and wait for a good opportunity than to force it, because then either you really get stuck. You might end your run a bit early just because. Also, bro, what are you sitting for? What, like, I mean, there are plenty of ledges over there. Like, you're just chilling? Alright. You do you, bro. But you might end up ending your run very much early because you tried to force something where you shouldn't have. So we got pretty lucky with that one. Very, very, very close at the end. Tried to focus on the things we talked about, getting that flame whiplash going, using Focus the Flames to use our empowered runic attacks, hitting our flame whiplash to refresh those cooldowns. We got lucky. We got a few refreshes of our relic with the Soulless Assault. And last but not least, we did try and use our Valor when we could. I think we missed most of our attack negations, but the health allowed us to pull through. I think I got one extra Valor Burst off of the fight. The last second evade did come in handy a couple of times, and so did that Realm Shift with the Furious Immolation. Sometimes it just buys you some time to set up a runic attack, get out of a bind, whatever you need. But most importantly, it's practice, 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 guys. Getting those patterns down when you're fighting these guys, especially Tyr, who has 5 different weapons. The katana, my least favorite, but you know, once you get those weapon patterns down, you'll know when to block, when to dodge, when to get the fuck out of the way, whatever you need to do. All right, so this is Deadline Gaming signing out. See you guys in the next one. Peace.